and 1. What I say?
40.
I'm sorry.
Genesis 41 and 1.
41 and 1. Boy, Israel's a hard people, man. I'm about ready to run out the door, man. Genesis 41 and 1. Go ahead and read.
And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river.
Uh-huh.
And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine and fat flesh, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean flesh, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and lean flesh kine did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine, so Pharaoh awoke.
So Pharaoh had this dream. He had 7 fat kine, and then he had 7 thin kine. And then the 7 thin ate the 7 fat. He's like, whoa, what's going on? So then he finally get back to sleep, because you know how we have dreams. Sometimes we wake up. You know, sometimes we have dreams where we have to walk around the house and check out everything. Then we get to go back to sleep. Go ahead and read.
And he slept and dreamed the second time. And behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good. And behold, 7 thin ears, and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them.
Uh-huh.
And the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream.
Now he said, no, this is another dream. This stuff is tearing my mind up. But what happened? Go ahead and read.
And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled.
But what was this spirit that was troubled? What was this spirit on the Pharaoh? What was this spirit on the king that troubled him? Let's go find out. Let's go to Daniel, the 5th chapter. Daniel, the 5th chapter. Because a lot of people overlook this here. Daniel 5, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Daniel 5. We're going to look at Nebuchadnezzar's son, Belshazzar. You know, he going to get puffed up. You know how brothers get when they live in large, don't believe in the true and living God, just want to flex all the time. But this brother flexed too much. Daniel 5 and 1. Daniel 5 and 1. When you get there, go ahead and read.
Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords, and drank wine before the 1,000. Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple.
Now, he should have known better than this. He seen that his old man didn't touch the God vessels. Why would he do? But what had happened? He got to drinking. And when you get drinking, it messes your mind up. It distorts your thinking. And you do foolish things. And that is what this brother did. Go ahead and read.
Which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives and his concubines might drink therein.
Oh, he called all his ladies, all his friends. Come on, y'all, we're going to drink out of the Lord's cup. Go ahead and read.
Then they brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of God, which was at Jerusalem. And the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines drank in them. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and of silver.
Big mistake. You're going to take my holy vessels and drink to the God of silver and gold? Maybe if he'd have drank to the Lord himself, he probably would have pardoned them. You know what I mean? But you're going to drink to all these false deities? Oh, you're going to pay, buddy. Go ahead and read.
Of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone.
Go ahead.
And the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him.
So what troubled the king, the Pharaoh, and this king? His thoughts. Because the Lord even looked at your thoughts, and he called that spirit. Because the Lord is always looking in your mind, seeing what kind of spirit is on you. See, a lot of people take that for granted. The Lord is looking at how you think and how you are operating. So he even called your thoughts spirit. Go ahead and read.
And his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loose.
Because he was scared. I guess you would be scared. You see a hand come out of nowhere and get to writing, and his knees buckle. And I would do, but this is what troubled his spirit. The spirit was his thoughts. That is what troubled the king, the Pharaoh, and this king. Let's look at it again. Let's go to Numbers. We're going to see what happened to a brother when he thought his old lady was cheating on him. I know some sisters wish this applied today so they can catch their man. Yeah, y'all know it. You don't want to say it, but I know it. Because I hang out with brothers, and I watch the women call us. And he tell us we got to be quiet. Can't act like we having fun. Be quiet. Because he know if we having fun, he got to go home. And Lord knows if she a woman in the background, he really got to go home. Numbers 5 and 11. Numbers 5 and 11. Numbers 5 and 11. Go ahead and read, brother.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him,
Go ahead.
and a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there be no witness against her, neither she be taken with the manner.
You know, here it is, the sister done made, he stuck out on her husband. You know, she never had, you know, she had always saying she had a headache, but he knowing something. He saying something ain't right. This is what the Lord had him do. Go ahead and read.
And the spirit of jealousy come upon him.
Why? Where did the spirit of jealousy come from? It came in his mind, didn't it? Not saying, because sometimes, you know, not saying she did anything wrong, because some brothers just some jealous brothers. Wife can't even go to the washroom without him looking for her. That don't make no sense. Go ahead and read.
And he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled, or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled.
Sometimes she done did it, and sometimes she didn't. But the Lord would, you know, and what they did, they had to go through this little ritual. The priest would get some dust, put it in the cup, and have her drinking. And if she did wrong, the Lord would have something happen to her. But finish reading that.
Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her.
And that's what happened, though. I just wanted to show you that your thoughts is that spirit. You understand what I'm saying? Let's look at it again. Because sometimes when your thought process is not right, if it ain't right, the Lord deal with you. You go all the way outside the word of God and start doing what you want to do and don't serve the true and living God and think your way is the right way and refuse to serve the living God, the Lord, he makes sure your thoughts don't get right. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 6. Because the Lord, he looks at your thoughts. He see how you're thinking. That is why you always got to have your mind on God. I ain't never seen a brother do wrong when he's sitting down reading the scriptures, because he got his mind on God. It's just that when we get outside the word of God, we blow the mission. That's why I read all the time. That way I won't screw up. That's the best way to keep yourself under subjection to God. You stay in your word, you won't screw up. Just when we get outside the word, that's when we blow the mission. Jeremiah 6 and 16. Jeremiah 6 and 16. When you get there, Israel, go ahead and read.
Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old path. Where is the good way?
Because that good way was the way when Israel was being obedient to God, doing what the Lord said do. He gave them everything that they wanted. When the Lord brought them into the land, they wasn't wanting for nothing. That was the good way. Go ahead and read.
And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your soul.
And you will find rest for your soul. It be peace through everywhere you at. Back in those days, that's how it was. Go ahead and read.
But they said, we will not walk therein. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
And who are these watchmen? Those that are bringing the word of God to you. Every time you bring this word to somebody and they turn away from, they ain't turning away from you. They are turning away from God, and the Lord is looking at them. He's seeing that they're not going to do right. And this is what he do. Go ahead and read.
Therefore hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them.